Hey everybody! What's up? Welcome everybody, and welcome to Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt, who plays Spider-Man, and Yuri Watanabe.
That's right.
How marvelous is that? Thank you guys for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
It is amazing and spectacular and marvelous.
We
superior.
are really enjoying your game.
Oh, awesome.
We're having a lot of fun.
Thank
We're
you.
playing it every Friday and Saturday, and this is the crew. This is everybody. You guys,
Hi, everybody.
They're all saying hello, hello, hello.
Guys, you know, while we
Whoa,
were having
you're
the
going so
technical,
fast.
while we were having technical difficulties, we were still in the chat with you, monitoring, and it just made me even more excited. I love that people were talking Spider-Man. I love that people were talking Prince of Persia.
Yo, and they're
everything
saying that
else
shirt is super.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yo,
I had to represent.
And
Whoa!
so much hype. What's
Thank
up?
you for the raid!
Whoa! Thank you.
What's up, Raiders? Welcome, come on in. Thank you, Lo the Music Man, for the raid. So everybody who's here, could you do me a favor and let these two fine guests know where are you in the world? We'd like to share with them. Where are you saying hello from? I love how you play Spider-Man, says Becca Bun.
Thank you.
Hey, Raiders, welcome. Cool, good to see you. We got Finland and
England.
Venezuela.
Germany.
Whoa, Germany! Wow, Aussie. I know M's
Georgia, New York,
from Australia.
Sweden, Florida, Texas,
England, Brazil.
Australia,
Oh my God!
Utah.
Brazil, Poland,
Basically
Texas,
the whole
Wow.
world.
Yay!
Portugal,
Oklahoma.
Ukraine.
What country is that?
Oklahoma. It's in Oklahoma where the wind comes sweeping down.
I lived in Oklahoma for 4
yep.
years. That's where Oklahoma
That's
is.
right. That's true. That's true.
Sweet. Venezuela. What's up, everybody?
Also
Arizona and
Czech
Canada,
Republic.
Iran,
Japan.
Detroit.
Cool.
Wow,
India.
Japan. Kumbawa.
Oh.
To Japan.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You speak more languages than just.
He does.
I
He
do.
speaks French,
I am a
German,
polyglot.
Japanese, and a little bit of Spanish. But he's
Oh my
French
God.
and
My
Japanese
French and my Japanese
are
are the
pretty,
bigger ones.
pretty.
My German is
yeah.
super rusty.
No, but his French
and
and
my
Japanese
Spanish
are pretty,
is just enough to
reading and writing French.
go
and
get
French
get
and Japanese.
dinner. But yeah.
A classic humble man who speaks more languages than he ought. This is amazing. And when did you just pick it up as you go, or you've been learning?
I cheated. My dad worked in the foreign service, and so we traveled a lot growing up. And I lived in West Africa, and I spent some time in Japan, and yeah. And my mom is originally German is her native language, so
Sweet.
it just happens.
Very
Bonjour, bonsoir.
The only thing I know
Bonsoir
how to
pour
say.
toi.
Oh, bonsoir. The only thing I know how to say is "Mein Gott, so viele Kekse." These guys brought us over Girl Scout cookies, which is insanely generous and should set an
curse.
example for all other guests.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, well, Tara and Yuri brought presents.
Yeah.
Macedonia. Wow.
Oh, Macedonia.
And we have
Guys.
some presents for you guys. We do want to say that we've got our Connor Army pin, and our lovely guests have agreed to sign it with us. So we'll send these off to you guys. You can win them anywhere in the world. We'll pull a winner off of Twitch, and if you'd like to retweet the tweet that's up right now that we're live, we'll pull a winner off of Twitter as well as the stream goes on. Systemics, thank you for the 10 gift subs, and Edwara as well. So a gift sub is when somebody who may already be a subscriber, basically it's like buying a round of subs.
Oh, for someone else?
Yeah, for randomly
That's very nice of
allocated
you.
people on the
Thank you.
stream.
You know, you warned us that you had the kindest, most supportive group on Twitch, and I'm beginning to believe this.
I believe it's true. Would you guys agree with that, generally speaking?
I agree. So if you guys have any questions for these two fabulous actors, please tag us, Dechart Games, so that we can ask all the questions.
Because we're happy to answer the questions.
Maybe I could start with a question?
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
ask your question.
So,
It is your place.
How did you get the parts?
It was a long process on my end for Spider-Man. I think somebody else had already been cast at one point and didn't work out. And I was
Gotta love that.
I know, man.
Actors love
well,
that.
actors love to hear that. Yeah, no,
Except when you're the first person cast.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, I've been fired. I get it. You're not a professional in this business unless you've been fired from something. But Insomniac was actually a tough sell from my sort of heroes over at Insomniac. I was a tough sell because I had just been in their last game, and they were like, "Oh no, he's the Sunset Overdrive guy. No way could he play Spider-Man." And they're like,
Too handsome.
Right, yeah, right. That was it. That was it. But they kept fighting for me, and I guess when the first guy fell out, they're like, "Would you please? We really think you can do it." And then sort of the audition process came back in, and I auditioned against all my friends, which is always hard.
Yeah.
Some of the best Spider-Mans in the business, and it finally happened. But the strange thing is that the year before they even got the job, Insomniac, to do the game, they had to put a testing, basically their Insomniac's audition.
Oh.
Because sometimes video games
and they
companies
called
have
me and Brian Bloom in to do a scene that didn't end up in the game.
It was just a test scene for them to have.
And so in a way I ended up working on the game for 4 years, even though I hadn't been cast until a year into it.
Wow.
And then
for me, you had already been cast, I think.
Yeah.
Or I think it was during the casting process.
They had cast a few roles. And then,
I had an audition, and I was actually auditioning for MJ and
you auditioned for several. Silver Sable.
I auditioned basically for any of the female roles in the game.
Right.
But not Yuri Watanabe. I auditioned for all the other female roles, and I was like, okay, cool. I think some of these, I did really well, because they seemed to really, really be positive. And then I got a call from my agent, and they're like, so you booked a role? And I was like, cool, who did I get? Because I was like, my MJ, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, we get you. And then they were like, you're Yuri. And I was like, I'm what?
Who? Yeah, right. Wait, now I'm confused.
What? And then I found out who Yuri was, and I got very excited.
Well, people are talking about the chemistry that we had,
I just pretended I was MJ.
Yeah,
no, I didn't. I really, I
unabashedly.
played the character the way the character should be played.
But unabashedly, I will say that I think we were cheating in that the chemistry between Yuri and Spider-Man and Peter might have actually had a little something special because of
because of
there's
obvious
a look
reasons.
there's a cut scene where we're talking on the roof. And I say something ridiculous, and she's about to go, and she throws me a look that is 100% us and not the characters. But it totally works.
Well, it was the character, but it was me.
But it comes from a deeper place.
Yeah.
So if you guys have been together for a while and both voice acting for a while, have you played other parts in projects together, like characters in the same
occasionally.
One of our first projects together was
Rave Master.
Yeah, bajillion years ago.
Back
We've been married 18 years, so it's been a while.
Sweet,
But,
aspirational.
About as long as you guys have been alive. That's adorable.
Our marriage can go now. We were in Rave Master together, and he was, of course, the hero, because Yuri usually plays the young hero type, and I was, of course, the villain, because I usually play the villain. Although not in this. Yeah, I'm
Isn't
almost
that
always the
funny?
villain.
Interesting. Yeah, you're good guys and
Which is
potentially
fun,
villainous
because then
women.
we can, duke it out.
Yin to the yang.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Whoa,
Oh,
that's super
so
cool.
cool.
Well, you guys are getting a ton of love right now in the chat.
Oh,
And
thanks,
there's-
guys.
Yeah, so much.
What is
Really
this? How do you pronounce this
Suzaku.
character's name? Suzaku.
Suzaku,
Sweet.
from Code Geass. There's some Naruto fans in there. And the Prince of Persia fans, I can't...
Oh, I know, I love it.
I mean, that game, the first game was a million years ago, and he's still one of my favorite characters. And I love that there's still people out there who love that game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, one of the things we found going to conventions and things is that when you're playing a video game, I mean, we've been playing Spider-Man. I've been playing it. I just got all the backpacks. You guys should know. I've just been going around collecting backpacks. I didn't want Yuri to not see all the artifacts.
Right, no, I appreciate that.
But we've been playing it for a long time, and because you spend so much time with these characters, you get so invested in it that I think people have games that they've loved for a really long time.
Yeah.
And we were lucky to have Troy as a guest one time, and he's got fans from the first thing he did so many years ago.
Yeah.
When was the first game that you did a voice for? Do you even recall what the first gig was?
I did a voice for a game that came out that was related to an anime I had dubbed, SD Gundam Force, and I don't know what happened to the game. I'm sure the game was whatever, but the first game that hit with me was Prince of Persia. That was early in my career.
Whoa, what a way to start!
And it's tough to it's tough to beat that. That's a very high bar.
I remember my very first game.
Oh, yeah,
it was one of my very first jobs at all. Was this game?
No, sorry, I was just.
I was
calling
not
out.
that
Sorry, I was like, no, you were not in.
I know we're surrounded by monitors.
Sorry,
and I was directed by actually now someone who's a friend of mine that works a lot. But at the time, I didn't know her. I showed up to the session. I had never done anything before, and they were running really behind. Their whole process was they were having a problem with the whole team. So I'm not going to say the name of the game, but I showed up and I start recording and I was booked for either a 2-hour or a 4-hour session, which is pretty standard. That's not unusual.
Yeah.
And we were just not getting through the line count that they had, but they had a delivery that night and they're like, you just have to keep recording. And I was like, so we recorded for 8 hours. I remember texting you or not texting you, I called you, I think, back.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not dead.
I was like, I just want you to know, I'm just still in the studio and I don't know when I get to leave. And there were no bathroom breaks and we were just going through the whole thing, and I was like, I never want to do this again, because it was also a ridiculous, like, it was just an unusual circumstance.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah,
of course,
yeah.
later she apologized to me because she was under the gun, because she had never really worked with them, and, like, it was this whole,
Naturally.
nobody was in charge of what was happening, and it all sort of got a little crazy, but that was a little insane, too.
Whoa, 8 hours is a long time to go
Yeah.
with VO only.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
talking.
and it was
And-
a lot of
and-
screaming
yeah, no
and a lot
breaks.
of, like,
Yeah.
it was not a,
It was like
what
a
is
horror.
happening?
It was like a horror, survival horror, game,
Yeah,
and
it was
so
that.
it was brutal. Yeah.
So I got home and I think I just like cried. I was like, I'm the worst actor ever because they couldn't get it. Because I assumed, well, they booked me for 4 hours. It should have been done.
Yeah.
Right, the self-loathing artist thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we have a super creative community here on Twitch.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of artists, some young game developers,
Great.
people that are working in animation or a
awesome.
lot of painting and drawing and thing. I see Dottie Does Voices is asking a question that I saw flow a couple times through for maybe new voice actors or people just getting into it. How do you sustain for 8 hours of screaming,
It's not easy. I mean, I would say vocal care is very important. And by vocal care, I mean staying hydrated so that your voice is lubricated.
Let's
and
see
you're-
those hydration
Knowing-
emotes,
that's right.
everyone.
That's right.
Cheers,
Hydration,
water.
there it is.
But yeah, cookies.
Sorry,
too.
this is vodka. Sorry,
No. Vocal exercises are always really important because that warms you up. And if you're already warmed up before you begin work, that really helps. But I have also found for me, if I have a particularly stressful session, doing a vocal warm up, which is warm down at the end of the session, can be very helpful too. Because if you come right off of, like, you may be screaming and you're like, I can still power through. And then if you just stop talking, your voice is like, like it just kind of. So in a way, if you can, singing is one of the best things you can do. So
Noted.
sing along with the radio, sing your favorite songs, blow into a straw
Strophonation.
phonation.
Look up strophonation.
Strophonation is a really great exercise.
Sissy was talking about that on
Yeah.
our stream. I'd never heard of that before.
I only found it recently.
It forces
and
the air through your stream.
I don't know how it works, but
through
it
the vocal
works.
folds a little easier, and
Okay.
so you're not getting quite as much pressure on your vocal
Stress,
cords, and so it's not as much stress, and you relax. The muscles end up relaxing because you're using this instead of this, and so singing or humming.
I carry a straw around in my car now.
Do you?
Yeah,
that
just
can be
for
really
that
helpful.
on the way to sessions.
It's how you can tell a pro.
Right.
See,
Do they have a straw in their
not a-
car?
Yeah,
not a
it's not a
pencil
pencil, it's a
Right,
straw.
straw. Let me just
Also-
quickly.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
go
jump
ahead.
I also heard that Granny Smith apples.
Yes, green.
For
Saliva
That's
control?
for
saliva
that's for
control.
clicks.
Yeah.
But as far as warming up, that won't affect your warm up as much.
Yeah, and voice and knowing, just learning your voice, because some people need a cup of coffee before they do a session. I can't drink a cup of coffee before I have a session because it dries me out and it's strained, like especially if I'm doing stressful, video game stuff. It
Yeah, we
makes
always
me-
joke like, oh, do
makes
you have a
me
session
really-
today? Oh,
really
let's get
brittle.
coffee. Like it's
Yeah.
whether or not he can. Have
Which is hard. It's hard to because it's coffee or working. And that's a difficult one.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people talking about coffee in the
Yeah.
stream earlier, and I'm definitely a fan. A couple of things. Yes, German is a much harder language to learn than English, I think. Even though English is my first language, and it's really terrible. Looking at it from somebody who has to learn English I feel so sorry for people who have to do that. And the people praising the marriage thing. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thanks,
30 is
guys.
not too late to get married, or too
No.
late to get married because I was 30 when I got married.
Yeah.
I think,
So
were
yeah.
we 31?
I don't even know how old I am right now.
Right,
That's
which
okay, I
is
don't
which
really
is
know.
fair enough.
I mean, to
And
be
we got-
honest, though, I forget, and then I have to do the math.
Yeah.
But I think married nerds are the best nerds.
Yeah,
I think
Totally.
it's strength with married nerds. Yo, there's a lot of questions coming
Oh
through.
yeah, let's
So
do
many
it. Let's
questions.
take
Yes,
these questions.
hit it.
Well, you answered this way. Cal's Valentine asked about how long you'd been working. We touched on that. Do you have what is the weirdest part of voice acting, would you say? Is there like a unique challenge to the VO booth, like all this weird grunts and the action noises
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you can't be self-conscious, and I'm glad there are never any mirrors in the booth, because if you ever saw what you looked like while you were doing this, you'd just stop, you'd shut down. You can't be self-conscious because you have to. It's not just a lot of people, that think it's just talking into a mic. We move around in there.
You gotta
keep
keep
move
it
around
physical.
to get it to feel right. You make weird faces and anything you can do to really get into that. And so, yeah, not being self-conscious, because that's definitely weird.
But secondary to that, the other thing that's a little weird is you oftentimes are by yourself. Like you're
Right.
alone in this sound padded room and you can see people through glass. So you're not alone. They're there, but you're still by yourself. And there's this weird disconnect because they'll come over, talk back, and you're with them, and then suddenly they're gone and you're alone again. And it's this in and out of like, you're alone, but you can't do anything. You sort of have to be at the ready to be ready for them when they're ready, but it's like this weird... I don't know. It's just a weird.
I would say Lorelia just said it's acting for God's sake or whatever. Like, and I'm like, you have to remember that. I think a lot of people are like, oh, you guys just do crazy voices, and I think we probably all come from some acting background or other. And the people that I have found really make it, for a long time in this business. They're good actors first. They don't just have a cool voice.
Right. Yeah. I think that I got the voice acting bug from prank phone calls.
I think
that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because you just imagine this whole other world going on in your head to tell this story that you're trying to get off on the phone.
Yeah.
Like I used to answer back, when you get sales calls, and all the time I was from all different countries and all different voices and stuff like that. And did you play around a lot as a kid? Were you doing theater? And
I did theater.
Yeah?
Yeah. I started acting when I was probably about 9.
Okay.
And I was like, this is absolutely what I'm going to do with my life. And so for me, that was very clear. It was never about the phone calls, or I wasn't ever even concerned about doing voices. It was just that I liked playing characters. And for me, I started on the stage, and so it was having the costumes and dealing with the other actors and really like taking a character from beginning to end through this arc of what happens to them. I really loved that. And I only stumbled into voiceover because once we had come out from New York together, we were just looking for jobs. We were just trying to make money, and we were like, well, what jobs do actors have? I mean, I guess, TV and film and stage, but what other things do actors do? I guess there's a guy on the corner and he's spinning a thing. Is that an actor? I don't know. Like, we were just trying to see what you could
take
do.
any job.
Yeah,
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes. And so then we sort of fell into voiceover a little bit.
So how'd you two meet?
That's the 6th line.
Is it?
That is in New York.
I mean, pretty much everywhere you go. It's
stand clear of the closing doors, please. And you know what? That guy made like a day rate or whatever, and
$6.
he's not
And
$6, and everybody knows that.
But she asked how we met.
How did you meet?
We met doing a NYU grad film when we were both living in New York.
Yeah, you didn't go to NYU, did you?
No, but
we were in somebody else's
film.
I'm all about it. I did as many student films as I could.
Yeah.
Were you in a relationship in the story?
Yes.
In the story, yeah.
So our very first kiss is actually on
It's actually immortalized on 35mm. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
That is so cool.
But
do you have a little film strip?
We do. He actually blew it up for me, and he framed it, and it has a light behind it. It's
you can flick it on, and
you can see the frame of us kissing.
It's 24 frames of our very first kiss. Which is just ridiculous.
I'll keep him.
To think we got married in Vegas but it's stuck.
Everyone thinks that is unbelievably cute.
It was very sweet.
Right.
I forget which anniversary it was, but it was an anniversary present like 5 years ago.
Something like that.
Good on you, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
try to pay attention.
A download of Commencement.
Yeah, we also
Is that the project you guys met on?
Together, we played boyfriend and girlfriend. And spoiler, he broke up with me in the first scene we did together. So
But for the long term, you kept him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got the breakup over and done with.
Yeah, you're
right,
like, okay,
exactly.
That sucks. Let's not do that again.
Right. We role played that. It didn't work.
Did not work.
I think that's what it was. Is that I was like, oh no, I can't. Wait, why can't I? I'm gonna find a way. The story does not necessitate this. I want to read some quick thank yous real quick.
Yeah.
Prothean is giving 10 gift subs. Appreciate that very much. Cal's Valentine, thank you for 5 gift subs. Viduality's back for 15 months. Wow. Thank you guys all for cheering. I'm going to do my best to read as many of these as we can, but we also want to make sure we get your questions. Peach and Systemics with 10 gift subs. We appreciate that. Amidala716, we appreciate you. And Monica Nicole, thank you for the gift subs. You guys are absolutely awesome. Xtober Free and Shannon Films. Cal's Valentine, thank you guys all for these gift subs, and everybody else who's renewing their subs and cheering along. We appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's just joining, you can, I forgot to mention this at the start of the stream, you can use !Tara and !Yuri in the chat, and that will get you the link to these guys on social media. You can follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and they are on Cameo. So if you have like maybe a romantic birthday message.
We did a lot of stuff for Valentine's this year.
Valentine's?
For people. Yeah.
If you want to do a really belated Valentine's Day message,
we'll totally do it.
Guys.
I was talking like Edelgard for days.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing some in character too.
Well, a lot of people ask that. They're like, can you have, because Edelgard's my favorite character, or Tamari's my favorite character, can you have Tamari wish, like...
Somebody happy birthday. Yeah.
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, please check them out. Make sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram, as well as if you want to check out the Cameo. I think that's super cool. You guys do voice messages. And just while we're on the same thought, we were talking right before the stream went up and running that we're all going to be in Florida together.
We are.
Florida
Come visit
SuperCon. So come hang out
I
with
didn't
us.
realize. I have not paid attention to who the other guests are. So that was a really nice surprise.
Yeah. I mean, we saw you were going, and we're like, well, you know.
Well,
We
if
have
they're
to be
going,
there.
we'll go.
Yeah. So
So yeah, anybody in Florida? I
anybody
know
in Miami
you guys
want
are
to
all
come
over
say
the world.
hello? That's
Yes.
in May. I think it's the 12th, 13th, and 14th or something like that.
Something like that.
No, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Okay, good. I was
Right,
going to say,
yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
that's too late. But yeah.
I know that guy.
Whoa!
81 pieces of sushi.
With 20 gift
That
subs.
is.
Thank you.
That's a lot of
That's a
sushi.
lot of sushi.
That's a lot of
I know.
sushi.
I know.
What is the most sushi you've ever eaten?
A lot.
81 pieces?
I don't know if
about
I've
81
ever
pieces.
eaten 81 pieces.
But we've done those boats before.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
And
sushi.
when I was living in Japan, I worked at a place for a while that was owned by a bunch of gangsters.
It was a hostess
and
bar.
it
You
was
worked at a
well,
hostess
it was,
bar.
I worked at a hostess bar, but it was a host bar.
I'm sorry, it was a host bar.
And these Yakuza guys would come in, and they'd either be really, really mean or really, really nice to the hosts. And the really, really nice guys would order us these huge platters of sushi just so they could watch the white guy eat sushi.
And you're like,
Oh.
And I was
I'll
like,
eat your
I'm
sushi.
down for that.
I'll be a white guy eating anybody's sushi.
Yeah.
Gangsters or no.
Exactly.
What's
So-
a host bar?
okay, so, do you want to take
a
this?
hostess bar, a hostess club in Japan is where you go and just have a lovely lady sit down with you and pour your drinks and light your
usually
cigarettes
it's women,
and laugh
the
at your
hostesses.
jokes. And this was the sort of the gimmick for this one was it was a host club.
So it was male.
So it was
Oh.
male,
Female.
and it was they specialized in foreign males.
Uh-huh.
And so I worked
Not
there
like
for a while. It
Chippendale
was
style,
interesting.
but just like having someone
Right.
come serve you.
They
Okay,
right, and
alright.
they dug that I spoke Japanese. They sort of got a kick out of that. and-
Yo.
yeah.
It's the high line of Hooters.
It's right. It's a very
All right.
upscale
I like it.
Hooters.
Upscale Hooters.
Not to just drastically change the subject because I could go all the way down that rabbit hole
Yes.
with you.
Yes.
Maybe next stream.
I have to shout it out and interrupt this. Systemics, who's one of our longtime subscribers, just gifted, prompted perhaps by our previous one, 81 gift subs.
What?
So
Thank you.
It was just insane. And
That's amazing. Thank you.
If you'll permit us, Amelia and I do a bit of
Yes.
a little
Yes.
ritual. We take our glasses off for safety
Yeah.
when someone gives so many gift subs.
Oh,
Yeah. And then to celebrate, we go,
What?
that's amazing.
I love it.
Sorry, we were following along. We were just a little bit behind you on that
No,
one.
it's
but
perfect. It was like a cascade of. But
It was
that's,
a wave.
that is incredibly generous,
And a little dance.
and not to be outdone. Thank you guys very much, and Spooky
Wow,
Cluky,
Systemics.
Appreciate you and Jenna all as well.
Very
Thank you
generous.
guys.
So okay, did you?
There's so many questions
Were
coming
you
through.
a fan of Spider-Man before? Like,
Was he a fan of
Yeah,
Spider-Man?
and here's the thing. It made it in many ways super stressful and a terrible experience on one hand because the whole the 3 years that I was working on this game, I was just terrified I was going to ruin it for ruining Spider-Man for a whole
Yeah,
new
you don't want to be
generation.
the guy that kills Spider-Man.
No, exactly. I mean, after I got to a certain point where I was like, oh, these guys know what they're doing about the Insomniac team.
Yeah.
And every single person working on this is a Spider-Man fan. They're not gonna let it be bad.
Yeah.
So I had to trust in that. But yeah, the whole time I was like, I don't know. It was scary, playing something that has already so much
So
history
iconic.
and so
And
iconic.
internationally, I mean, this
Yeah.
is what's really cool to me about
Yeah.
like all of the Marvel characters, but especially Spider-Man. Is like you
Yeah.
can't go anywhere in the world without
No.
seeing a Spider-Man backpack.
Yeah.
Or,
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a dream come true, really.
wow, that's so cool.
Well, I know you guys have done a lot of different voice work and a lot of acting work in general, so maybe this is somebody you'd want to work with again. But Emin Wilson asks, is there anyone that you would really want to work with? Is there, if they're perhaps they're watching this or the VOD on YouTube later, and you can just,
Right.
I would say Kojima, but apparently
Right.
you're there too.
Well, yeah, that's right. Somebody was asking Death Stranding questions, asking what it was like working with Kojima. I didn't get to work with Kojima. I didn't get to work with what's his name now? I'm blanking.
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Although we did pass each other in the mocap dressing room once.
Oh,
So I was
there
like,
you go.
hey, what's up? He was like, hey man. Like that was our
They
conversation.
stitched you together after, yeah?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, and I was actually working on something else. So
Oh, okay.
on the same sort of place, they had two stages. He was working on that. I was working on something else. Maybe Spider-Man. I don't know. It seems like that was after Spider-Man. I was working on something, And it was just cool to see him because I remember that guy from Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
That's really cool.
Well,
yeah. Is there anyone in the video game industry?
In the video game, I mean, I'd like to work with David. That was one of the best early on. Some Quantic project. I don't know if it ended up just being the short or whatever. Okay. I remember auditioning, and it being one of the coolest auditions I'd ever been on. It was, it was this really because it felt like a movie script. Like sometimes you go in and they're like, and now do a death scream. We just want to make sure you can do that. I'm like,
right, exactly.
But it was like a real scene, and it was really well written. And I just remember walking out of there going, that was fucking awesome audition.
Yeah. Well, it's fun when the narrative is such a big part of the story.
Yeah.
And we're crushing on what's going on in Spider-Man 2 with the story. It's fun. It's more than just swinging around and knocking guys down.
It really is. I mean, you guys know how it is. When the writing is good, our jobs become both easy and fun. And we don't always get that.
Yeah.
So,
Tara, is there someone that you would always want to work with?
I was trying to think of that. I mean, like, I've been fortunate to work with so many wonderfully talented people, but I don't know that there's like a name that I carry around.
Right,
although I would be happy to work with Keanu Reeves.
Just saying, me too.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, like, because he's...
Yo, Keanu, I know you're watching right now, bro. You want to come hang out?
He's
always
in
So I'm just saying that, like,
I saw him. I saw him in a studio the other day. It was the first time I had ever seen him in the wild, and I didn't talk to him, but the whole rest of the day, I felt like I had been touched by an angel. Like I felt he had reached out and blessed me. I was like seeing a unicorn or something. He was
breathtaking.
He was breathtaking. He was. You're breathtaking, Brian.
Stop it. You guys, they're really here in our living room. This is so cool.
I know.
I'm very grateful you guys can be here. Yeah. The question also came through from Save Girl. Did you by chance get to meet Stan Lee ever?
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah, we on a couple of occasions. And I'll tell you, Stan came in to record his part for Spider-Man, and I wasn't scheduled that day. But somebody over at Insomniac was like, "Hey, so Stan's gonna be recording. If you happen to show up at this time at this studio, I'm just saying
with your straw.
You're not right." Exactly. And he was so kind and so wonderful. He's always, he's always been that guy. He's exactly the way you want him to be when you meet him.
He was lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so sweet when he showed up in that scene.
I know.
With MJ and man.
Here's a little behind the scenes stuff though. He did the recording and they, I'm sure they were filming him, for reference. But when it came to the mocapping that scene, Travis Willingham played Stan Lee played the Stan Lee character in that, and he did his best. He did his best Stan Lee, and it was adorable.
Oh wow!
You guys are breathtaking.
You're everyone.
You guys. It's popping up.
It's all Keanu.
Just tons of. We love.
Well, you would want to work with him. I mean, right?
Yeah. Who doesn't want to work with Keanu Reeves?
I mean, I would go so far as to say that, especially the beginning of Connor on the rooftop in Detroit Become Human, is just me feeling the most Neo I could.
Right.
It's like everything's just so high stakes, but like you got to keep it on the level.
Right.
Yeah. I watched The Matrix maybe 100,000 times.
Oh yeah. I'm absolutely with you. That was one of those life-changing movies. Like I walked out of the theater. I remember seeing it in the theater, and it felt like the world had changed.
Yeah.
That's only happened to me not even a handful of times when I see movies.
I felt that way after Avatar too. You've seen Avatar.
Yeah.
To me, I felt like I was like, oh, maybe this is what it felt like to watch, Gone with the Wind or Wizard of Oz or something for the first time.
Because you're on the forefront of a new experience. It's like a whole new thing. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done performance capture in a film or a TV thing, or do you mostly in video games, or?
I think it's
all been video games.
It's always been video games.
Yeah.
So when you did performance capture for Spider-Man, did you have a headset or was it just the dots on your face?
It was everything. Yeah, we had the whole head cam set up and
Although the rigs are getting better. What was the game that I worked on where the rig was like that, like?
It was
that was really huge.
And we had to
clunky.
We had to roll around on the ground and look like we were gonna kiss. And the two of us were like, it wasn't you and me, it was me and the other actor. And our rigs were both out like this, and we had to fall on top of each other on the ground. Like you're cops, and then you fall down, and then you sort of are looking at each other. But we had these rigs on, so we were both trying to get our heads, and we were like, this is the most unromantic thing. And I know that they can adjust our eyeliner and stuff.
I did a test once with Liam O'Brien, same setup, and it was a fight scene, and it must have looked awkward in the end because we were constantly trying to dodge
each other.
we were supposed to be all in close.
Yeah.
I like this quote. There's a subtle difference between Spider-Man and Peter Parker's voices.
Yes.
How did you find that distinction? That was something we worked on with the team, that they wanted a slight. And Peter, when he gets to put that mask on, he gets to become that guy he's not in real life.
Right.
And there's a feeling, there's just like a blossoming in him, the stuff he gets to do with the mask on versus when he's got it off.
Right.
Can I tell them about how you stand when you're recording?
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're really cute because when he plays certain roles, he gets into certain physical stances so that he's like, okay, this is my stance for this character. So back when he played Superman on Legion of Superheroes, he would actually stand. He would have his Superman, and he didn't know he was doing this. This was just like his brain. He would stand like Superman.
His arms akimbo.
He would just be Superman. Well, now when he plays Spider-Man, he thwips his like when he's doing stuff, which I just think
they also
got it. That's such a huge.
But I love that he does. Like, I mean, like that's the thing is like you don't want to see what you look like, so you just want to do it.
Yeah, and they had us. This is something that they did not have at the beginning of the game, and they sort of started to develop as we were recording, because some of this dialogue would pop up, the emergent dialogue when we didn't know if it was going to be when he was swinging around or when he was just sort of standing there or walking. So they had me start to record two different versions.
Oh,
they had
really?
me record a version of the line that would trigger if I was swinging, and a version for if I was just sort of walking or
so if you
perched.
play the same sequence,
that's super cool.
Different ways, you'll hear it that it'll actually feel.
And I had to get that sort of swinging feeling. I would stand behind the mic, and I'd have to. I was like moving my arms to because you get sort of a different feel. It was super cool. I've never really done that on another game.
Oh man, and it's so satisfying too in this game. Just like float and fly through the air. I just learned the skill where you can
really
right.
cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I went all the way to the top of the Avengers Tower in the game, and then jumped down because you got to. You're now wearing the Iron Man suit, and then of course you land on the ground with that awesome pose. The ground shatters. You knock over some pedestrians.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
And they're all super happy to get knocked over there. Like that was awesome.
Whoa,
it was totally worth
Spider-Man.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yo, so if you could play any other, because I've seen this one go, I don't know who to attribute it to.
Yeah.
Any other superhero in the superhero universe? Is there Batman?
You would definitely.
It's always, it's funny. It's always Batman.
for you.
But and every time an audition for Batman comes up, I'll always go. Even though I have more of a Robin voice, like I'll always be Robin versus Batman. I still always read for
It's
Batman.
2020. You can be Batman.
I'll
Right.
be Batman.
Exactly.
I've luckily gotten to play Wonder Woman, but I would love to always play Wonder Woman. She's great.
my God.
She's amazing.
Wonder Woman.
She's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Or Moon Knight. I would play Moon Knight because Moon Knight is Marvel's
the...
Batman, basically, and
There you
I've
go.
always been in love with Moon Knight. So if anybody out there is listening,
Keanu Reeves, you want to hook up Moon Knight
right
here.
Right. Keanu Reeves, who man, I actually Keanu might make a great Moon Knight. Anyway.
Don't worry, that's not a spoiler. That's
Right.
that's a top secret NDA thing.
Right.
I appreciate you guys answering as many of these questions as you can.
Yeah.
We'll take a few more, and then we're going to take a little hydration break because we're actors and it's good for our voice, as we've learned.
I just keep hydrating so that's
constantly.
Yeah, I'm totally hydrating.
Sightless Prophet, thank you for these gift subs, and Xavier, welcome back for 10 months. We've been streaming for almost 2 full years. In April,
amazing.
it will be
Wow.
2 years on Twitch.
You guys, that's huge.
Isn't it? And some of these folks who are here have been here since like the very beginning, first ever stream on a laptop with a broken microphone. So
awesome.
Thank you guys all for being here and supporting us. You got a message here from Arlena Bloodgrave, who with a big cheer says, "Hey Yuri and Tara, we
MTAC!
MTAC.
And they want to say your boyfriend's little brother Angel wanted to tell y'all thank you for the
Sasuke Funko Pop. Yeah.
Cool.
So thank you.
Yes.
Oh, you had to
You're
wait till
welcome.
Christmas, but
but
you
I
were
bet it was
so
great.
welcome.
Thank you.
And we would always come back to MTAC.
Yeah.
I'm from
We had a
Nashville,
great
so
time
so it's
Oh,
like
are you really?
yeah. So it's like going home. So yes,
Sweet.
I'll always reach out. Love traveling.
I see we've got David is excited to see you at
SuperCon. Yes,
that'll be
see
cool.
you there.
Are you guys doing any other conventions that you want to let people know about?
Do you have another one? Have they announced it? I have to check to see when
know
they've announced
what?
it. We have another con for later in the summer, but I don't know if it's been announced yet, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I forget if keep an eye out on our Twitter feed.
And
or
we're always
Instagram.
trying to figure how many we can do and try to schedule that. It's a little tricky now that we have a little baby.
It's in sort of the South. Yeah, we've done fewer conventions because it's just a whole other ball game to travel with a tiny person. But
Yes. I believe it.
But, yeah.
Well, you guys can stay tuned and find out about those announcements as soon as they are made live. And thank you to our moderators and lieutenants for dropping those links, ! Tara and ! Yuri in the chat. You can follow them on Twitter and Instagram. And we appreciate all of your recommendations of where to have them go. I would say from our own experience, the best way to get these guys invited to a convention near you would be to reach out to the convention, tag them on social media, or some of them even have forms on their website. So you can say, please send Tara and Yuri to visit us.
Please do that
because we don't have control. We can't just
we've tried it.
Right? Yeah, we can't just crash a
let us
convention,
in.
right?
It's weird.
And just
They
say
just are
we're
like,
here.
get out of here.
Yeah.
This question is from Gracie's Picks, who says, how did you make all these quips and the spider cop things without laughing?
Spider Cop was such a gift. They came in with these Spider Cop lines, and they're like, nobody thinks this is going to work. They were trying to make tutorial stuff interesting. And Ben Arfman, who was one of the brilliant writer on the game, had come up after many iterations. He just kept tearing it up and throwing it away, and came up with the Spider Cop character. He's a big film buff and loves old movies, and he's like, I did this thing. Nobody thinks it's gonna work. I don't even know if you think it's gonna work, but let's try it and see what happens. Guys, did it work? It totally worked, didn't it?
It totally worked.
But doing it. I mean, you guys don't get to hear the busted takes we do where we laugh through it. It happens. And every now and then, once I got comfortable with the character and felt comfortable with the team, like I could every now and then riff, I would sometimes drop things on them without telling them.
Nice.
And we'd all laugh. And some of those even made it into the game. I still can't believe they left Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Spiders in the game. Because that was just something I dropped on them, and it made it into the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Tara,
the quips are my
do you have
favorite.
a favorite line from the game, from your character? Like
I don't know
a
if I have
catchphrase or a...
I mean, Yuri, because she's so by the book. I mean, she's just
Yeah,
like,
taking care of
that's
business.
a tough
like it's
one.
like,
Here's
come
your
on,
mission, man.
Stop messing. No more of this Spider Cup. Let's just do this already. Like, I don't really have a catchphrase, but it was always fun because I could just picture him, and I would just be like, come on, it's in our life. It's like, I'm like, I just need you to send that email because I like, it's
Right.
like,
It is a similar relationship.
It's our
Like you're
relationship.
by
I'm
the
like,
book,
come on, we
and I'm
have
just
to
always
this.
making jokes, and she's like, look, we gotta get this shit done. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it was fun.
Do you have a favorite Spider-Man line?
Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Spiders.
Hey, Mother Spiders. There's so many good quips. I mean, back to the writing. The writing was so
Yeah, the
good on
writing's
that game. Was it half man, half cop, all spider?
Oh,
Or was it half spider, half spider, half man, all cop?
cop.
That's what it was. Yeah. No, that Spider Cop deserves his own DLC or
man, I
just a
love Spider
total
Cop.
spin-off.
That'd be a cool.
Yeah.
This is awesome. But thank you guys all for your questions. If you want to continue during our break, you can tag us at Dechart Games in the chat. The mods will pull those questions for us into the mod room, and we'll prompt these guys with some more questions. And tech gods permitting, we may even play a little bit of Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. What do you think about that? Cool.
I'd like to watch that. Since
Yeah.
I suck at it, I'd like to watch somebody who can actually play it.
Well, we'll see. 0 deaths. I've never died once in a video game. We'll pull a winner when we come back for our Connor Army pin. And
Somebody was asking how to enter for that.
All you have to do is be here on the other side of the break. You can type something into the chat, and then we'll pull a winner. All of our subscribers get 5 times entry into that, and we'll also pull a winner from Twitter. So if you'd like to retweet to invite your friends, you can do that, and we'll pull a winner from the retweets at the end of the stream. So enjoy the 5-minute break. Get yourself some hydration, move around, maybe play 5 minutes.
Good night,
of the game.
Anne loves horses.
Yeah. Good night. Thanks for visiting.
Yes, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the.
We're still here.
We didn't go anywhere. We just sat here quietly.
That's right, and just stared at the
Munching on Girl
camera.
Scout cookies.
I know. It was all the Girl Scout cookies.
Yes, thank you guys all for being here. And Opulent Scent and McFizzy, thank you for these gift subs. We appreciate you guys. Luke Lemon, thanks for the big cheers with Gina. Apu with a gift sub to Spider Cop. And I saw earlier we had a gift sub, Oxide gave a gift sub to Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
To you.
Yes.
So-
Thwippity thwip thwip.
Thwip, thwip. Is there a proper technique so we're doing this exactly
No,
right?
He
Yeah,
does it
just-
like this. I do more of a flip. but everyone's
Yeah.
got their own thing.
And are we really pushing something here? I mean, that's
I mean, I don't know that he has to do that anymore, but I'm old school.
the high tech element
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
So before let's do the prize first because we told people we're going to do a prize.
Yeah, we were gonna. Yeah.
So if you would like to enter to win, we'll turn slow mode off. We have a Connor Army pin and we sign these thank you postcards, and all 4 of us will sign it for you. Send it anywhere in the world, and the way it works is you just type something friendly into the chat. If you put something positive in there, anybody who would like to enter to win, just type a thing, anything at all, as long as it's friendly and positive, you're entered to
Type
win.
of thing, right.
Midnight Courts, thank you for the gigantic cheers.
Whoa.
Yo, you are hyped to be here. Glad to have you.
Well, good morning. Good
morning.
morning.
It's great to stay up late.
But now, good morning.
Good morning to you
And you.
And you.
and you. Well done,
We were
team.
continuing. I was like, are we doing the whole thing?
I don't know. We
That's
can.
most of our streams are
Next
like
one's-
that.
that's
Amelia and
just-
I
yeah.
are just like
Little pieces of song.
little
It's good.
phrases. They get 6 bars, maybe 16 if they're lucky. And that's the end of that's all that we know the words.
That's
All right.
Right.
A couple more seconds, you guys. If anybody hasn't typed into the chat and would like to enter to win, please do so. And also to share with you guys that we are playing The Walking Dead Season 2 finale on
What?
Sunday. And if you want to join us on Saturday, also at noon Pacific Standard Time.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we are going to be playing some more Spider-Man. So 3 hours earlier than whatever time it is for you right now, Pokemon is on our Wholesome Wednesday streams on Wednesday, obviously.
Wholesome Wednesdays.
Wholesome
Some Wednesdays.
The wholesome Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Will Wheaton.
Wee. All right, anybody not ready for a winner?
Spider-Man
ready.
the musical?
Oh.
Spider-Man the musical.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That happened, and
It
many
did.
people did not survive.
Yeah,
That's
no,
true.
I think-
People died
I
on
think
that.
Spider-Man did actually fall, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It was.
It didn't. It
It
didn't.
was the thing.
go
It was
so well.
Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark. I believe was the name of that
But
musical.
it should have been Turn
I
Off
still
the
don't.
Musical.
Oh wow! Wow, well done.
Oh, I didn't mean that too bad.
No, that
Like,
was
don't-
good.
don't-
Turn off the
yeah.
music. Spider-Man. Turn off the music.
Turn off the
Yeah. No, pay the stuntmen more.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this would be kind of obvious, but you guys have seen Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes.
Yeah,
Which.
you totally dig it?
Oh my God!
It's so great.
So good.
right?
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that might be my favorite Spider-Man movie.
I agree.
I think
Because
that's
it really
a lot of
busted
people.
open my
Yeah.
whole
It was
concept
such a
of
Yeah.
good movie. I mean, we went because, of course, Spider-Man, and we were like, oh, let's
Yeah.
go check this out. And then we left that movie going, this is just amazing.
All right, we're confirmed for our winner, so I'm going to do a little drum roll, and maybe our 2 lovely guests would read off the winner's name just then. The winner is...
Where's the winner?
Whoa,
The lights are strobing.
The winner
Ding.
is...
Million13.
Congratulations.
Congratulations! You get the postcard.
You do.
Signed.
Melium13, you're going to get a message from Colorful Mess 18, who's our mod in charge of prizes. And Colorful, please make a note that is the one that's signed by all 4 of us. And we'll pull another winner at the end of the stream, so if you guys would like to retweet to invite your friends, we've got a tweet up, and I'll retweet it too and be a good example.
And maybe you can
for you.
win.
And maybe I could win! Oh my gosh, would you guys just sign me?
I've done that before.
That's gonna
Really?
happen.
Has
Yes.
someone? What's the strangest thing that someone has presented you to sign? Have they been like, could you please sign?
I've signed
A baby?
underwear. I don't know if I've signed a baby. I've signed people. I've signed various articles of clothing. I've signed various objects.
I have signed people who have then gone off and
to get
had
tattoos.
it tattooed.
I know
over.
that always makes me a little weird, but
makes-
it's their
yeah,
body,
but-
so if it makes
yeah,
them
I'm just-
happy.
yeah. Can't decide if I'm honored or terrified by that. but
Yeah.
Probably both.
Yeah.
A little of each.
Yeah.
Honorified.
Yeah,
I'm
honorified.
honorified.
You're honorified.
And thanks to the Edge voice for the raid too. It's
Yes.
nice to
Oh,
see
yes,
him. Nice
thank
to see
you.
him in there.
What's up,
I ju-
Edge?
that's more than I've seen him in real life in a long time. So.
Well, we appreciate you guys rating over everybody from the Edge's channel and all the
Mm-hmm.
Apex Legends folk here. Yes. Thank you guys for joining us.
Honorified,
And
yeah,
yeah, you
it's-
rated us right before we took our break. But what were you playing over on Chris's stream, you guys? Were you playing some more Apex Legends? I might guess. And for anyone who doesn't know, we got
Probably.
mods. Can we get a shout out
Turd.
to the Edge's channel? The Edge voice plays Pathfinder, who's another android type fellow. He's not really he's a bot. He's a robot. You ever play a robot?
Yes.
Yeah?
I've played robots.
I played ship computer.
I mean, would you consider yourself to have played a robot, or you wouldn't even call that a robot?
Don't even call me that.
Don't even.
We prefer.
How dare you,
we
sir?
prefer deviant.
Right.
We are deviant
Right.
androids.
Android.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think once it starts to look enough, if you
Human.
can mistake it for a human, I guess you can call it an android. Or if
Yeah.
it has enough of a human anatomy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like robots. I like playing robots.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm so distracted.
No, there's
You were
so many
trying to
things to
retweet
respond
and-
to. So many things to respond.
All right, make
to.
sure this happens.
Um,
Say something funny.
Okay.
right.
Here's
Continue the stream.
Here's a question from Shannon Films
Yes.
saying, so we're actors primarily, but is there any other role in production that might interest you, like directing or...
Well, we have our own production company, and so he's directed, and we
Anybody
both
can do it, by the
written,
way.
and we
In
both
today's day and
produced.
age,
Yeah.
this is a production company right here.
But I mean, we've done most of the other positions. I mean, we have hired out people to do color correction and editing, but we do a lot of it because we have a production
Yeah,
company.
I would say I like writing second best from acting. And producing is something I do just to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I produce
it's not something I
solely to
like
make
doing,
stuff,
but we've had to do it, just
Get it
like you
done.
guys have to do. Yeah,
And you were
shit.
great at directing. I just don't think you liked it.
Yeah, my pattern had been that I would write things. I wasn't, didn't really feel like I wanted to direct them, so I'd hand them off to other people to direct.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I would complain about how they ruined what I wrote. So once I had to, there was a short I had written, and I'm like, I should probably direct it just to, at least so I can't complain about it afterwards.
Yeah, right.
And it was fine. But some people are pulled to directing, and I'm just not.
Yeah.
I just like acting and
Yeah, I
writing.
have no interest in directing.
So what kind of projects what's the name of your production company and what do you like to produce?
Sure. We like our name of our production company is Monkey Kingdom Productions, and the name of
Monkey Kingdom.
Productions.
Monkey Kingdom, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
the name of our publishing company, because we also have a publishing company, which is where we publish our books.
Another thing
is
you can do.
Bugbot Press.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
but for Monkey Kingdom, we've done 2 features. One was a mockumentary, and one was a horror film.
About the convention circuit called Con Artists.
It's very silly. We play
Yeah.
crazy, whacked out versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we actually shot at 11 different conventions over the course of a year. And we had
Whoa.
people at every convention do sort of scenarios with us
Right.
for our characters.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. Like the fans actually are in the film, which is
Cool.
fun.
Where can we watch it?
It is on...
It is available for rental on Vimeo.
Vimeo.
If you type in
nice.
Con
Yeah,
Artists.
Con
I think.
Artists.
Are
Yeah.
you cool with me sharing the link?
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know the whole link, but
I
if you
should probably
find
know
it-
that link.
Look
I'll
up
find it.
But if
Con
you could-
Artists Vimeo, and I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah.
But it's really funny. It's silly, and it mocks actors at conventions. I mean, we're making fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
You
So
got
it's a silly sort of thing. Our characters get too big of heads, and
Yep. Yeah.
they must take a fall.
You can only imagine.
Not that.
But let's see.
Not that.
Yeah, let's see. Con Artists movie. I don't know.
I can.
If you go to Monkey Mayhem Hub.
Oh yeah, Monkey Mayhem Hub is a
.com
website.
Is
That's
where
our
a lot of
aggregator.
it's where our web series are, and our YouTube channel is A Kingdom of the Monkey.
Yeah.
And we have a bunch of stuff on there. We have a travel show.
Yeah,
we have
so you can see,
Sweet.
from
web
there, from Monkey
series.
Mayhem, you
Yeah,
can get
there
everywhere.
you
You
go.
can get to
Alright.
Monkey, you
Yeah.
can get to.
Yeah.
But then we've also done
Here's a
several
link, you
comedy
guys.
series, web series. Shelf
Yeah.
Life was about action figures that we play them, but
Yeah.
then we shrink down so we look like we're on a shelf. We're on a young boy shelf, but we're like dirty action figures. So it's kind
Yeah,
of like
it's
Toy
like
Story.
it's like a
but
live
dirty for
action Toy
adults.
Story, but we say fuck
Oh,
off.
I'm
We
seeing
did-
some Cowboy
so, yeah.
Bebop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
We
Yep.
did 4.5 seasons of that for Shelf Life,
Mm-hmm.
and then I did a series called What a Lark, and it's about a woman trying to decide if she wants to be a mom, and she goes online and is looking for advice, and she finds a mother, but she doesn't know it's a drag mom. Because a drag mom is a drag queen that sort of guides young drag queens how to become drag queens, and so I
Sweet.
sort of get this
Yeah.
drag fairy godmother sort of,
Yeah.
and it's a
You gotta
fun
have a
web
good
series.
fairy godmother.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
so it's a fun web series,
Um,
and then you.
Thanks for the Titans Grave shout out.
Oh,
actually.
Titans Grave, yeah, he was on Titans.
Merrick DeFrostanius. Yeah, Titans Grave was a high point in my career.
But yeah, so we do. I mean, we create a lot of content that we can't do for other people. Like when people aren't hiring us to do other stuff, we're doing our own. So
That's
we're writing
awesome.
books
Yeah.
or we're making movies.
And you can do that nowadays. I mean, the equipment and the technology clearly is all there. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the audience you've got right
Yeah,
here for
it's
for what you
cool.
guys do.
So how long has your production company been up and running?
about 10 years.
10 years?
Wow,
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
The last 3.5 years we've slowed down because we produced a baby, and we've been mostly working
That's
on
a
that.
production
but,
company thing.
But
Right.
things are happening. I mean, we're in pre-production on several projects
some-
right
some
now. We
stuff,
just sort
so
of have
yeah.
to. When you're raising a tiny human, it takes a lot of energy
Yeah.
and focus, and so
Yeah.
that's been our
Wow.
primary. Sort
That's really inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool news.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
you
that,
guys are doing it.
I think that produced a baby. They like that.
Right.
We
That went
produced
over well.
That went over well. Okay, right. Excellent.
Well, maybe because we have so many people here that are, every different creative
Mm-hmm.
discipline that like to watch the stream, a lot of visual artists and people working on their own projects. Is there anything that you have, this is something we've asked each of our guests, that's like maybe a mantra or a creative sort of...
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Finish
Finish things. The engine of, or done is the engine of more. Which you can quote that, but it wasn't me. It's called I forget what it's from, but
And isn't
finishing
it finished,
things.
Finished is better than perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. Just finish.
There are so many people in this town and so many people in the creative world who talk a good game and they're like, oh yeah, I'm working on this thing. I'm
these
writing
ideas.
this script or whatever. And you come to them, 10 years later and they're still working on that thing. But what really gets you respect in the creative world is people who see you finishing things.
Yeah.
I said I was going to do it, I did it. And I'm moving on to the next thing. Also, it's important because so much of the stuff you're going to do early on is going to suck. And
So
you
you
just
gotta get that out
gotta
of your system.
you just got to know that that's what's going to happen, and the more you do those things, the better you get, and the next thing is, inevitably
And
going to be
the
better.
first few things are probably not going to bring in income. Like you're going to be expending money to make those things. But like of our books, our most recent book is making money, whereas the first few didn't make so much money. But like it's all sort of marketing and generating creative content for people to know that that's what you do, so that they finally get to you. Like people catch up to you.
But since you bring it up, the book she's talking about is a book on voice acting called Voiceover, Voice Actor. The extended edition is the new.
It's the 10th anniversary edition of the book that we did.
of the Voiceover, Voice Actor, What It's Like Behind the Mic, which was the first edition.
Finding it.
Let's
do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
look
on
at this
Amazon.
guy.
I know.
I know him.
Look at that
Whoa,
guy.
we can-
I almost wore that hoodie here
Could
today.
meet Marvel's
But I like this.
Spider-Man.
Aw.
It's him. Just in case anyone doesn't know, if you're just joining right now, this is Yuri Lowenthal, who plays Spider-Man in Marvel's Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. It's just PlayStation 4 exclusive,
Correct,
right? Yes.
correct, yeah.
Love Me a
Sorry,
Good
guys.
exclusive.
Yeah.
And also Tara, who plays Tara
Yuri,
Platt, who
also plays Yuri.
It's weird. I don't
Watanabe.
play Yuri, but I play Yuri.
Right.
So yeah, you guys can check it out. And what's their channel called? You can find them on Twitter, Instagram, and they also have their websites are up when you type in those commands.
And you'll get to our other
I probably
stuff.
should have given you a Monkey Mayhem Hub, but I did see you posted it, so thank you.
Yes, the
Yeah.
mods will keep
Yeah.
dropping that
Yeah.
through. Thank you to all of our moderators and lieutenants for keeping that rolling. And thank you
And
guys.
hey Dresden Doll, I
Hey
mean,
Dresden Doll.
She's just I want to watch and chat and art. She's been super cool on Twitter, and we're still trying to come out to Australia. We just got to
I
get
know.
somebody to invite us again.
Us too. Somebody invite us to
We should
Australia.
all go
Guys,
together.
somebody invite the four of us
That's
to
right.
Australia.
Nice.
That would be so cool.
I we don't know each other that well, but I already think
I think
you
we'd
guys
have
would be
fun in
awesome to
Australia.
travel
We would
with.
have fun.
Yeah.
Oh
It'd be
yeah.
fun.
I mean, and we could go a lot of different countries with you.
Yeah.
Speaking all these
that's
languages,
right.
man.
He's a
That's
great
right.
travel companion.
That's the
I will
thing,
tell you, traveling the world with him is amazing because almost everywhere we go, he can communicate. So it's great.
But we almost never get invited to,
To places that
we
are
never
not
get
English
invited
speaking.
to in non-English speaking countries because we're the English voices.
Yeah,
so
sure.
we've never been invited to conventions in France or
Italy
Spain
or-
or
So have
any
you,
of that.
have you
so.
met French Spider-Man? Do you know who dubs the voice? or
No,
anything?
but I did meet. I think I met Brazilian Spider-Man during a press junket.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
He was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the backpacks were. Yeah.
He looked a lot more like
He
Spider-Man
did
than I
kind
did.
of look like Spider-Man. I was like, ooh. He's actually Spider-Man.
And there was some brief talk of, hey, you speak Japanese or you speak French, you should do the localization for, and I was like, and then they were like, no, we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also there are people, there are French actors and Japanese actors who are, super talented and would do it a lot faster than I would.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
French Spider-Man, you come up with French
I don't know.
Spider-Man.
I was just going to look it up because somebody mentioned it to me
So
earlier.
there's got to be a list out there of who a list of all the other actors who
Does
did the
anyone
localization
know?
for Spider-Man.
Local reference.
Wait a second.
French
This-
Spider-Man also dubs Connor.
What? That's
See?
awesome.
What?
See, that's why I love the chat.
cool.
Okay.
That's why I love the community.
That is exciting.
I didn't know
Hold
that.
on. Let's look that up real quick.
He is today years old since I learned there were other languages. Spiders.
And I have Here we go. Let's find out.
Yeah, who does play Connor in Detroit Becomes
Let's
Human?
find out. That's
met him.
our missing link. This is just, I've typed it into Google Translate. That's,
Right.
It's like in French, obviously. You
Yeah.
wanted me to translate that sentence into French. We met in Paris
Oh, you did?
at a
that makes sense.
wax museum, which was a
great.
weird moment.
That's just super creepy. I just had all
Did
of
you
these.
just arrange to
I
meet
just
at
told
a
that
wax
story
museum?
in my
'Cause
head.
That would be kind of cool if you were like, we're meeting at the wax museum.
They
No,
made
it's
a
just-
wax
What?
statue of Connor, and we were invited to go
That's
meet it.
amazing.
It was really
That's
weird.
amazing.
How creepy was that for you?
It's amazing
How
for-
much did it look like to you?
It's amazing for everyone else in the universe who it isn't. They're like, oh,
Right.
that's amazing. That's
Right.
really cool.
And for
when
you,
you're
you're
face to face with something that's in that uncanny valley of
Yeah.
your own self,
With super dead eyes.
I-
Yeah, right.
super dead eyes, super sort of waxy vibes.
Like a doll's eyes.
I was in a movie where my character dies, and they had to do a full life cast of me, and
Terrifying.
then have me so that it was the dead me and then the me. And they had me on set that day, and they were like, "Can you lay next to you before we put you in the coffin?" And it was so creepy. It was so weird because I was like, "That's me. I'm dead." Like
Yeah.
it's just
Right.
weird. It's
yeah,
just
and the,
weird.
and the weird, I think the weirdest part was like watching people like as they were like putting it in its fixing up its costume
Yeah.
and like kind of steaming it ready for the announcement of all this. I was like, I have to know like. Does he, and I'm like, they're like, oh no, he's just a mannequin.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't want like,
Right.
Too
like,
much.
You
because
didn't
they
wanna
have
know
the
too
full
much. Yeah.
scans,
Yeah.
they could make it exactly. I don't know if it really looks exactly like
but
me.
it's that it's the character.
Brian is way more handsome.
Well, you're
I
you're
don't doubt
biased.
that.
Right, it's true. It's the facts. I'm stating
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Down.
Truth.
Yeah,
Truth.
truth.
Can
So-
confirm.
This stream is brought to you by the word honorified. Honored and terrified.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here, this is Donald Regenew.
He actually does kind of look like Spidey.
And I believe,
Wow,
and
he
let's
totally, yeah.
let's see if we can confirm this. Yeah, video game. Peter Parker. He plays Connor
Amazing.
amazing.
and Peter Parker.
Amazing.
Wow.
Super cool.
He was Kristoff and Frozen.
Oh, that's
Wow.
fun.
I mean, I feel like here I'm gonna drop the link in the chat if you guys want to.
Yeah, you should.
say what's up to Donald.
Donald.
There
Bonjour,
we go.
Donald.
Oh, that's not
Bonsoir.
Merci.
That's his
Merci.
name, though.
Do you know how many languages Spider-Man was localized to?
I don't, but they did a fair amount.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I would guess
And
a lot.
And I remember it sort of near the end of production, they were just sweating it because they were
trying to get
they
it
were
out.
really cramming to get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. The game released when they said it was going to release, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and
They
they worked
worked hard
And
on
they
that.
worked hard, but they didn't work like Rockstar hard, where people are sleeping under their desks and dying on the job or whatever. I mean,
Right.
I don't think anybody actually died in the production of a Rockstar game, but
Let's hope not.
sometimes they really the
I feel like
abuse
today
can
we're
run
just
rampant,
German,
but
someone just said,
it
but,
felt everybody was stressed, but everybody was cool. Like I don't know,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's sweet. How
Like
long?
Spider-Man, stressed but cool.
Yeah,
Stressed,
Exactly.
but cool. Exactly. Yeah.
Yo, DLGR, thank you for these 5 gift subs. We appreciate you. And everybody like Merrick and Stacy, thank you guys for cheering Dresden Doll, as
Yeah.
well as Shiris and Dystopian Siren. Thanks for using your Prime. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you can link it to Twitch for a free subscription. So if you guys have Amazon Prime, you can
We
subscribe
totally
on
have
Twitch.
Amazon Prime.
Well, come hang out with us sometime.
So I've seen.
It'll
I've
be
seen-
like not Yuri Lowenthal.
Right, that'll be my right. Totally
We're
not
really
Yuri
undercover.
Lowenthal.
Not Spider Cop? Question mark.
So I've seen a couple people asking if maybe you could do some voices.
Dance monkey,
like
dance.
Dance Monkey.
Can you dance?
Do you know how many times they've asked me to say the line?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What,
oh, yeah.
what would be
Say-
the line if somebody's
What-
like,
yeah,
say the line?
Which character?
for
guess any character.
for Spider-Man? It's funny because he doesn't actually say it, but people are always like, "With great power comes great responsibility."
But you
I'm
don't
like,
say that.
I never actually said that in the game, but it's such an iconic line. I alluded to it before, but half spider, half man, all cop.
No more Spider Cop.
Yep.
good news.
But yeah, people are always like Sasuke. So fire style, fireball jutsu would be
Whoa!
sort of a
How
yeah.
exciting!
Please tell me you're shooting fireballs out of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
What is the
it's
line
all
again?
like
They're ninjas that.
fire
yeah.
style, fireball jutsu.
Fireball, fire jujitsu,
Good
fire
enough.
star jujitsu.
Fire
Fire
style.
style, fireball jutsu.
Fire style. Fireball
Fire style.
jutsu.
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 Fire style, fireball jitsu.
Perfect.
Kind of, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Would
Nailed
you,
it.
Would you mind saying, just humor me?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife. However you like.
As Spider-Man.
He's just as Peter Parker.
As Peter Parker.
Yeah, we've done a couple of these mashups
great,
that go over well
great.
on the internet.
Hello, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
You know, if I close my eyes, like it just I mean, obviously.
That's
know,
how you
know
felt
the
when you were
drill.
saying it?
Oh,
Yeah, right,
no,
yeah.
that's just no. I just see Peter Parker.
I see Peter
Yeah.
Parker.
Can you try?
Hello, my name is...
Hello, my name is Connor. I'm the
an-
android sent by CyberLife.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
Yo,
I would
like
listen.
it.
I would listen to AI Tara 24 hours a day.
I think so.
Yes.
I think you would be great as like helping me Google.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Google Translate.
I could
things?
help you Google
Right,
Translate.
right,
I could help you
right.
drive your car.
Drive-
Turn left.
Yo, that would be a
Turn
sweet voice
right.
acting gig, huh?
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Closing doors, please.
Whoa, Systemic's Loyal Jinky and
5
Captain on the
seconds to
Bridge.
impact.
Thank you guys. Sending.
I can't stop smiling. You can't stop smiling, eccentric
I know,
giraffe. I
too.
can't stop
I know,
smiling.
I know, my cheeks always end up hurting after
Would
I
it be
stream.
weird? Would it be weird if we just never left and you guys
guys
like go to
can
sleep
hang
at
out?
night? You'd wake up
And
and
you
we're
wake
still
up
sitting
and
here.
We
Like,
could do a Guitar Hero.
Oh, hey
We could
guys.
Switch over to Guitar Hero stream.
I have a sleeping bag in the car.
Do you?
No.
We have a sleeping bag in the car as well.
Well,
For fun.
Just-
I mean, for
perfect.
just,
Just for when you
for
bug out.
For the one guest. We're like, get
Right,
the
right,
sleeping
right, get the
bag.
sleeping bag.
The sleeping bag.
We have one closet, so anything extras.
Has to stay
right,
in
yeah,
your
it's
car.
in the
In the
car.
trunk.
In the
I
trunk.
hear that.
Did you guys play video games and stuff growing up? Is that just totally just came by it?
You didn't.
I
right?
didn't play video games, and I still don't play video games. So I appreciate everyone that does play video games, but I just curl up with books.
But you rock banded it out.
I
You were
love. Well,
saying
I do love rock
You,
band because
you,
I
caught,
like
you
drums.
caught a Marty for a while
I
until it
tried
started
to
to give you
cut Mario,
vertigo.
but it gave me
Right.
vertigo. So I just I don't know.
I've played video games. Since, I mean, as a matter of fact, it's only recently that I have not played video games. It
Sure.
feels like, but I played video games since I'm old, guys, and I played video games since there were video games, essentially.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Do you have a memory of the first time you came upon
yeah.
one?
Well, and
You used to play video games where it was all just typing. You would
I mean,
like
text-based adventure
Oh,
games. Like
sweet.
I had an Apple IIe.
You're in a dark room.
I had an Apple. Yeah, exactly. You were eaten by a Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Infocom games are still my sweet spot, my happy place. But my first home console was an Intellivision, which was the console
I'm
that
gonna-
Intellivision.
Okay.
It had a really weird disc controller with a numeric keypad, but it was supposed to be the Atari killer, at the time. See, there it is. Yeah,
Whoa, you guys wanna
got
see
you
the
got
Intellivision?
to drop the Intellivision.
All right, let me see what I
Wait,
can
what
do
is a
here.
boomer? Does that mean baby boomer?
Oh yeah, no, okay, boomer. No, I get it. Yeah, yeah.
You're not
Thanks,
that
thanks,
old.
5-leaf clover. No, I know,
not
but
that old.
but me saying I'm old is definitely okay boomer territory. So Intellivision was my first home one, but I used to pump quarters into cabinets, like that was like it was
Oh
going
yeah,
out of
I guess
style.
I did play. I would play. Was it
What'd you play?
Quest? Is that the one with the
Joust.
Joust? I would play
You did
Joust,
just play Joust,
but
yeah.
it was on my computer, so like it
Oh,
was
okay,
like
so it was you're
the
banging on the
key,
keyboard.
the
yeah.
keyboard, the Joust.
Right.
Look at that.
Easy.
Look at that beautiful machine.
Oh my god, gorgeous,
right?
right?
I like the wood paneling.
Oh my god, that's oh my god.
Just to make it a little sexier.
Right, the Intellivision. But yeah, and then I got an Apple IIe, and you were getting stuff like Karateka and Prince of Persia, strangely enough, and Wizardry and all like the early RPGs because I was a big D&D guy when I was a kid. And so then when it started to be on, did you guys not know this?
No.
I mean, I think we
Is
might
this-
need to be playing some D&D together sometime.
Uh,
Do you play
I
too?
think-
Oh no.
No?
No.
No.
I'm too
You're
goal.
gonna be so good
No.
at
I'm
it.
too
Yeah.
goal oriented. I'm like, I'm not gonna stop at any tavern. Let's kill the dragon and get out of here. Like we're done. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do all these side talking missions. Like just do the thing we're supposed to do.
Right,
We need
exactly.
someone like that in our party.
Oh.
right, because you just end up,
Yeah,
Yeah,
meanwhile.
no, I have a
Yuri's
regular
all about
month, I
meanwhile
have a
at the
regular
tavern,
monthly
and
game.
I'm like,
yeah.
oh no. I'm
And
like,
it
let's
is-
get this done.
It takes us a long time to get anywhere because drinking, but also because we're all just so happy to be there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, and it's just my favorite thing about D&D is it's obviously collaborative storytelling, which
Yeah.
is a lot of fun. But once I got past I also am very goal oriented
yeah.
and like I want to check everything off a list.
Yes.
And so in designing this character, I'm like, okay, I want to be the one that has no idea what's going on.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm the wizard with the Hobbit's leaf who's just kind of waiting for the druids to sort out the mix.
Yeah. He plays a wizard with very low wisdom.
That's funny. That's very funny.
Who's your do you have like a favorite D&D class or race that you play?
Growing up I used to love paladins.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm playing a ranger, a wood elf ranger.
Okay.
And she's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. It's we have a really good group, and it's super fun. It's like that night of the month that and I'd love to play more often, but it's hard to schedule anything regularly. And so 1 month we found that's the sweet spot for this group.
Yes.
And
well, and I think it's better to like hit that once a month thing than to be doing like, hey, I'll see you next week.
I can't come next week, and then I can't. Yeah, it gets too crazy.
Agreed. But it's like one of those untouchable nights. Somebody contacted me about something really cool recently, and I'm like, oh, that's D&D night. Sorry. But we live in an age where people get it now. Like back in the other day, I'd be like, I'm busy this
I'm gonna be sick on that day
because I don't want you to beat me up if I say I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. But now it's like people are like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Well,
what's also really cool about playing Dungeons and Dragons is that you are getting together with a group of people just to play, simply to play, and I think that's really special, especially as adults. A lot of the times you're not necessarily have the opportunity to play in that way. So in order to say like,
just set aside time for that.
Yeah.
Well, and we get to play a fair amount as actors, and we've been. Our mind has been blown by how many amazing games there are out there to play on all sorts of platforms, and we get a lot of the games we play are recommended games. You should know that Marvel's Spider-Man has been, since it came out, the most requested game. We've been playing the Walking Dead season 2 is like super dark and emotional. So you gotta take a break. It's like a marvelous anecdote to that.
Right.
And but there's just so much love for that game.
It's like you play an hour of The Last of Us, and then you got to play like 18 hours of Katamari in between.
Yeah.
It's true. It's so intense. So intense.
Yo, Sightless Prophet, thank you for these gift subs. Loyal Jinky Susan and UK Fangirl Jade, thank you for the cheers. The message is that Tara and Yuri are such incredible actors. Love your work in the game. Hope to see you at a UK convention one day.
We would love to.
So do we.
Yeah, it's
talk
been a
to
while.
those conventions. You got to talk to the conventions.
Yeah.
Just browbeat them until they can't possibly say no to bringing the four of us out.
We will all happily come.
Putting that out there.
If the Connor Army is up to one thing, it is definitely nagging conventions on social media. So you guys know what to do.
Right, exactly.
Get out there.
I love that people are laughing. Sorry, yes, go.
I have a question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, good one.
What is it, like replication, where you have lots of you? Like, what is that called? What is it called? Like when you have lots of copies of yourself?
Multiplication?
Multiplication.
Tables? I don't know. No,
but like replication. So like I could go take care of little man, and I could do my own thing, and I could write on my book, and I could do I could get a lot of stuff done. Cloning. Thank you.
Cloning. Yeah.
I would take cloning.
Multiplicity? Yeah, there was a movie. Michael Keaton.
Duplication? Oh, yeah. Yo.
Right. I'm a movie
He's
guy.
the walking IMDb.
Yeah, no, trust me. Flight. It's hard not to automatically go with flight. And I wouldn't want like telepathy or anything. Like I wouldn't want to be able to read people's thoughts because that'd be just terrifying.
What about healing?
Oh, healing is good.
You seem like you would like healing.
Yeah.
Because I love you and I know
healing.
you.
I'm a helper. Yeah, healing's good.
Mr. Rogers says to look for the helpers.
Look for the helpers. They were talking about me.
We found him.
Flying helper.
You got him. I'm right here, guys. I'm right here.
He's a flying helper wood elf.
Yeah, what about all you guys? What about everybody on the stream? I see some love for telekinesis.
Oh, moving things through your mind. That'd be pretty cool.
Super speed all day.
Super speed is almost like duplicity because you can just get it all done. That would work too.
Yeah.
That's true. And
Shadow
less likely having to fight your clone self.
Maybe super speed is a better one than that.
I think I would choose shape-shifting.
Oh, that'd be
I'd be a
shape-shifting
cat.
is good.
Then I'd be a snake.
Yeah.
Then I'd be a spider.
Yeah,
then I'd be a bird.
Then you'd be a cat. Then you'd be a cat. Then you'd be a cat. I'm getting the sense.
Stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, pausing time. That could be another way to put it.
That would also be helpful.
Yeah.
Pause, get this all done.
Or just
restart.
time travel in general.
Yeah.
But time travel in general opens up a
always
whole
tricky.
conundrum.
So many. Yeah, I'm working my way through 12 Monkeys, and it gets so complicated. Time travel's complicated, yo.
Beware. You heard it here first.
Right.
This is marvelous. With all these questions, you would want to talk to animals. That's a good one.
Talk to animals is good.
Yeah,
I just love to do
issues.
backflips. Yeah, backflips would definitely be a superpower.
Could my superpower be
gymnastics?
Being Keanu Reeves? That's a superpower, right?
This is awesome. Let's see what.
Time travel,
teleportation. Gorilla Grodd.
Gorilla Grodd.
Pyrokinesis, so fire.
Gorilla Grodd is a highly intelligent gorilla.
Really?
From the DC universe, yes. He's a villain from the DC universe.
Do you have a villain that Spider-Man has not gone up against that you know of that you would like to see a Spider-Man confrontation with the supervillain?
We listened to there's old records from when they used to do like the Spider-Man radio show.
Power Records, or
they have some amazing Spider-Man villains on there.
Yeah, because they couldn't use villains from the comics for the records,
so
they had to come up with these bizarre villains. But I will say, there is we read our kid 5-minute Spider-Man stories. There's a book called 5 Minute. They have 5 minutes Star Wars stories, 5-minute Spider-Man stories.
Yeah, there's all sorts of 5-minute books.
And he loves them. But there's a villain. One of his favorites is the Spot. He's basically like a portal villain.
Yeah,
you throw up all these portals and he can reach
and
punch through a portal, and I would love. I mean, I don't know. Contrary to what you're probably thinking right now, I know a lot of people are like, leak Spider-Man 2. Like, I don't know anything about the game yet, but I hope that Spot is one of the villains. And I
think you might be able to pull off some.
And if it is, I'm sorry for leaking that. It was total coincidence, but that's who I would want to be.
Start those rumors, get it going on the internet. You know how to do it.
Right. Make it happen.
Spot is. Do we know what? There's no visualization of Spot because he's on this record, or is there a?
Oh no!
He
wasn't one of the ones. He's in the 5-minute Spider-Man stories.
Okay.
So they do have an image of him.
The Mad Hatter of Manhattan is from the record. The Mad Hatter of Manhattan, son of Sonic Man.
Yeah, that's him. So he's got spots, and then he throws the spots, and then he uses them as little portals.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Cloak and Dagger help out you guys. So Cloak and Dagger
right.
can help fix that because it's in an alternate.
Right, because
I've read a lot of these stories now.
Has his own type of.
And Doctor Strange helps too.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna share this here so you guys can see. This is Spot doing the most. And speaking of portals, have you guys ever played Portal?
Yes.
What do you think of Portal?
I love Portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was one of the last games that I played hard for a while.
Is that the one where you drop through things?
Yeah, you have to cast the portals to get to
That's my
different...
video gaming. That's one where you drop through? Right, cool.
But it was also in Portal 2, our buddy, Big Boiler, our buddy, like I know him, was in that. He was the voice of, what is his name?
Chris O'Dowd.
Chris O'Dowd.
I know who you were talking about. Our buddy.
Our buddy Chris O'Dowd. In case you're in the chat, Chris.
Yeah, if
we
you're
would
hanging out
love
with Keanu
to
Reeves,
be your buddy.
Chris.
Yeah.
Are you still there? What? We played Portal very recently for the first time ever, and it was mind bending in a good way.
Yeah.
Totally mind bending. Yeah.
And super frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, frustrating.
And also really disorienting sometimes.
But Portal 2, I'd almost say if you haven't finished, just skip to Portal 2, and it's a lot of the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But even like.
Well, we hear we can
better.
play together co-op.
Yeah.
You can play co-op in Portal 2.
I never played a co-op.
So maybe that's an idea for a future stream. You know,
Co-oping.
Co-op it
Co-op Portal.
Do you speak Persian?
I do not.
Get out.
Right. Right.
Do you speak Persian, Magickin?
Magic Enchantress? Clearly I can't speak Persian because when I did Prince of Persia a million years ago, I just did this sort of Ponzi British accent, which is, in retrospect now with, games and, just, everybody's sensibilities, it would not go over today probably.
Hold on, I lost my link. Where'd it go?
think you
Come back, Link.
Gotta minimize it. Yeah. Clicked away.
I would love to see Spider-Man and Deadpool in a game or movie. They have the best comic book bromance in the history of, I don't know if
Get
there's
on
even a
that
history
Ryan
of
Reynolds,
that.
wherever you
Right?
are.
Ryan Reynolds and who plays Spider-Man now?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Get on that, you guys. We want to see you guys kiss. Or we want to see.
Yuri wants to see you kiss.
That's what I want to see.
We want to kiss Tom Holland.
Right, we want to kiss Tom Holland.
All four of us
right on
would
the
like
mouth.
to kiss Tom Holland.
We want to see Ryan Reynolds chasing Tom Holland around. Because there they are. There's nothing more adorable than Deadpool crushing on Spider-Man and Spider-Man running away from him. Yeah.
I like it. So aside from Spider-Man, do you have favorite games that you guys have been in, like the projects that really stick out to you. One thing we do towards the end of a stream is we will pick targets for a raid. And the way a raid works is that we teleport everybody from our channel over to another audience so we can share the party keeps going on another channel.
Yes.
And we would like to, it'll take us a while, so we're not going to end the stream right away.
Sure.
But so our mods can look up maybe another, is there a game that you worked on that would be fun to show a little love to so people would go, oh my god, no way!
Well, everybody's loving Fire Emblem Three Houses right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Fire Emblem.
So that
Do
would
it
be
mods.
I'm trying to think of something that is still current enough that you could send somebody
That's
over.
why I said
like,
Fire Emblem, because I'm like, well,
yeah, no, that's good because I think then I go back to Prince of Persia and I'm sure there's no stream for Prince of Persia right now.
There might be.
But there could be. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, or anybody still playing Saints Row.
Oh, Saints Row is good.
Or anybody playing Sunset Overdrive. That was one of those games where I just was sure that it was going to be the biggest hit, and then it just didn't.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we work on the game for so long, and then by the time it's finally out, I mean, the developers have been working on the game even longer than we're involved.
Oh yeah.
Do you recall the longest production period that you were like with Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you work on that for more than
3 years?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a long time to keep my mouth shut about Spider-Man.
yeah. Especially. Oh my
know.
gosh. Yo, and some Metal Gear Solid. You work on that one too?
I've worked on some Metal Gear Solid games.
Persona,
little parts.
the Persona games.
Persona,
and all the Naruto games.
Yeah.
See, I always go blank when people say, "What have you worked on?" I'm like, I don't know what I've worked on. Like,
Right.
I can't remember anything, and then people remind me, and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
And then
what's
half
that
of you
game?
is like, "Am I about to break an NDA by talking about a game that I think is out but isn't out yet?"
To talk about.
Well, according to our moderators who are checking in on it, there's a lot of people playing Fire Emblem Three Houses right now.
I thought that might be the case, that there would be people playing it because it just came out like in the last
Raid those guys.
year.
Sweet. I think then we probably will, as we,
Right.
We'll
Ace Combat. That's a.
Oh, Ace Combat.
That's a deep pull.
Are there any games that are coming out in the next next year, let's say in 2020, not necessarily when you're working on, could be, that you guys are really looking forward to?
No, like I said, I have not been.
I don't know what comes out when.
I have not been on the game train of late, so there's nothing. There's nothing that immediately leaps to mind.
We're gonna go with
anything you guys.
But
are
let's.
into.
Three Houses.
Three Houses or Cyberpunk 2077 because Keanu.
Oh, Keanu.
You're absolutely
there you go.
right.
That's
right,
our final answer. We're all looking forward to that.
Yeah.
game.
What are you guys looking
They're
forward
all
to?
excited for Last of Us 2.
Of course.
Cyberpunk,
Right.
Resident
Animal
Evil
Crossing.
3.
Get it?
Yes.
Yeah. Resident Evil 3, is that another
Avengers.
remaster? That's probably another remaster. Yeah.
Doom.
Oh, that's right. New Doom.
That one looks doomish.
Final Fantasy.
Doomy.
The
Doomy.
remake of that. Of the Avengers game. Is that already coming out this year?
Yeah,
I mean,
Marvel
so.
Avengers.
I mean,
game?
I was gonna say I just said already, but people have already been waiting for it for so many years now. Right, Dragon Age 4.
Dragon Age.
Enchantment.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
Ghost of Tsushima. Detroit Become Human 2.
Same deal.
I know we're all waiting on that.
We're the last to know, guys.
Yes.
I
sorry.
really hate to tell you this, but we don't
we
have
are really the
sort
last to know.
Yeah, because they got to make a lot of things. A lot of things have to go right before they can get to the point where they're even casting.
Well, it was
for
sort
a
of
lot
like
of
he
these
was
games.
saying how Insomniac had to sort of pitch to even get it. Once they just, like, internally, there's a lot of pitching to agree that it's going to move forward or not move forward, and then what is the story going to be and all that. And so, like, they don't hire the actors until all of that stuff is all taken care of. So it's a long process of moving forward.
Yeah.
Merrick, thank you for these cheers as well. All right, we've successfully located a target for our raid. Kadosho, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, anybody else. If we didn't get to shout out your name during our Q&A here, thank you for all of your awesome questions and so on.
Yeah, if you have any final questions, now's your chance.
Now's your chance, because adult life.
Right.
Yo, cool. And then, I mean, is there anything else that you guys are like, you know what, I just really want to, like, tell the world right now? Do you have anything you really want to say besides vote?
Vote.
We're big
vote.
on that
like
around
like
here.
we all depended on it.
I have a question.
Because we all
depend on it.
What if you could talk to your, let's say, your 15-year-old self?
Right.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Just do what you're doing right now. Trust me, one day you'll be Spider-Man.
Yeah, what would you say?
Oh,
if you went back
my
in
head would explode. Like, I mean, there's no... Yeah. I mean, it was funny because somebody brought up Titan's Grave, which is, the D&D show that we did for a little bit on Geek and Sundry. And, like, if I'd been able to sit behind myself, my kid self, when I was in the theater watching Stand By Me, and, lean over and whisper in, someday you're going to be playing D&D as a job with that guy up there. I would have... that would have been super creepy because somebody's leaning in and whispering.
I'm just a kid. Like, who are
Get
you?
away from me, scary old man.
What are you talking about? Yeah. So, just live your life. Don't worry about anything. It's everything just sort of happens.
Don't be so afraid.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. It's hard to not be afraid, for sure.
Yeah.
Yo.
It is hard.
Oh,
Yuri, do you ever get to play Telltale's The Walking Dead? No, I worked on it a little bit, but I
did you?
I did, and I played in the beginning. Sort of there was like free to play. The sort of first few chapters, and I did play through that.
Who did you play in The Walking Dead?
Dr.
In the second one?
Paul Lingard, Dr. Lingard.
Lingard.
Thank you. Saved by the
this
chat.
This is the hive mind,
Right, I know. Dr. Lingard.
That's how they're doing AI now, is basically hive mind.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing ever.
That's what I say, is like that we are already artificial intelligence because
it's happening
because
so
of
fast.
exactly what just happened.
Because somebody knows the answer.
Oh,
faster
Dave
than
Fennoy on your stream. That'd be Dave. I love
Dave.
Dave.
You would love that. Yeah, we wanted to invite him when we were finishing up season 1, and then they were doing the Walker Stalker Con.
Oh yeah,
right,
that was awesome.
right,
Atlanta.
Oh man, yeah.
Right.
Okay, I just figured
you
out.
You just connected the dots?
I'm like, doctors. Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't end well for him.
No, it did not.
It doesn't end well for most people.
On The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Catherine was a good game.
Sweet. There we go.
So do you have to let them know we're coming in to raid them?
No, that's actually the most fun is when you don't.
So just,
And then all of a sudden they will just we'll all show up there together and everyone will type positive things into the chat.
Show a bunch of
and
love.
then sometimes
follow
they'll
them.
cry and that's nice.
They'll cry?
Yeah.
But
Because we're being so nice?
Because it's so overwhelming.
And this is an overwhelming crew. I mean, you'll see when they raid, they will raid with glory.
Do you get to take anything away from the raid, like an actual raid?
Just the memories and the good times we have together.
Just checking.
June, you just brought up Evil Within. I loved working on that game, but I, for the first time, met Anson Mount yesterday, whose partner I was in that game. We never met once on working on the game, and we finally met IRL yesterday.
Well, that was sort of like when you were working with Sam Jackson.
And
I get to save that.
You get Sam Jackson, Samuel L. Jackson. That's true. On the Afro Samurai game and the series, we never recorded together once because he's motherfucking Samuel L. Jackson. And at the release party for the game, he was there. And I got the courage up to go up and introduce myself, and he was super cool. But yeah, that was the first time we had met. I mean, you know how this works, and
totally, man.
I mean, it's lucky when we get to, when we get on a stage with like Clancy and having those people in the room.
Yeah, for sure.
Is a cool new. I mean, on Spider-Man, we got to all be in the room together for recording those cinematics, but most of the time it's a very insular job.
Yeah, it's true. And a lot of the performances in Detroit were without scene partners. So, I never met Jesse Williams or Valerie Curry, until San Diego Comic-Con when we crossed paths.
Right.
So when
that was the first time.
At San Diego, when we saw you backstage, that was the first time I'd ever met him after 3 years. And we've got scenes together in the game and, all that stuff.
Crazy.
And I mean,
but that's the magic. That's that's good directing and good acting. Synthesis is when it feels like we were all in the same room together.
Because it's a good team keeping it all together.
Yeah.
And I'm always amazed by how many games too are done where somebody goes into a voice booth, does their entire character and performance for the entire thing, never having met anybody else, just acting with playback. I mean, it takes a huge imagination to pull this stuff off.
Yeah.
And the people we've gotten to cross paths with, especially at conventions and things too. I mean,
that's sometimes where we meet those people for the first time. Yeah.
I was walking out of a room and I told Amelia, we were at New York City Comic Con. I was like, Billy D. Williams is here. Like, if I see Billy D. Williams, I have to go introduce myself. And then as we're walking out of the room, he came in like a majestic lion. He's got this big coat and just slowly kind of. And Amelia's like, go
go, do it.
Because that's what I would have done.
Yeah, you just like walk up, compliment them nicely, and leave. Back away slowly. It's like,
Yeah.
Mr. Williams, sir, I think you're absolutely. You're just.
I know. That's exactly. Yep.
You know, just
I have done that many times.
just drift out of the room.
And yeah, as many times as I've done that, I've also feared that was going to happen and just sort of stared at them from across the room and just didn't even go up to them.
Yeah, we're going to Emerald City Comic Con in
awesome.
2 weeks or
We
so.
were trying
we've never
we tried to
gone.
make that happen this year and it just didn't work out. But I hear that's an amazing show. You guys are gonna have a blast.
I'm excited. I know a lot of you guys are going to be there, so we look forward to seeing you. And if you can come say hi to us at Florida SuperCon in Miami, we're going to be there all together.
All of us.
May
Yes.
8th, 9th, and 10th. And if you guys want to check it out, there's a command as well. It's ! Florida, I think. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Nice.
And before we raid on, if you want to check out, stay in touch with Yuri and Tara on social media. You can check out. They have a Cameo, and their website is listed with that command. And we've got to pull a last winner from our retweets. So you guys will help us do that.
Yes.
We're gonna do a little drum roll and see if we can make the lights flash again. Ready? And the winner is. Thank you guys for retweeting to invite your friends. Ding. The lovely dark _. Congratulations.
_
You are the winner. Thank you very much for joining us on this stream, you guys. We're going to raid over to a little game recommended by our friends here. Where's my link? Okay, there we go. Oh, they just went on a holding screen. We're getting a back up. Ooh, what a big raid to miss. Yes, thank you. That's
Wait,
perfect,
they went on
colorful
the
mess.
backup?
The person we're going to raid... So Chris Edge...
Just
They found out that they were going to be rated?
No, maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, I
But
shouldn't have said it.
We went on our 5-minute break just as Chris Edgerly raided our stream.
Oh.
So
Right.
we're going to
So,
try to raid someone who's currently live so you can see them
I see.
Right, as opposed to
experience the raid.
Have you seen the movie The Raid?
No.
Oh,
It's
It's intense.
if you like action, no, it's an action movie.
It's them, like, fighting their way
Yeah, it's
through a
it's-
building.
Yeah, it's extraordinary if you like action movies.
We do. DLGR, thank you very much for this donation and this nice message here. Happy weekend to everybody. It is
Yeah, it's just about that time, isn't it?
Friday afternoon.
TGIF, guys. We made it to the weekend, and if you want to
It's
join...
the freaking weekend.
It's
That's
Friday,
Friday,
no.
gotta get down on Friday.
Okay, yeah. Okay, see,
But
we
you
also
like
know
her new song. You
her
wrote
new song that just dropped like 2 weeks ago is actually
He, like,
super
came home and he
catchy
was like,
and
"This is
awesome.
awesome."
Yeah, it's yeah. So
Going on to make good stuff with her.
right.
Rock it
Shout out.
up. Yo, that's right. Just do it. Just finish
Right,
it.
just
finish
finish
do
it.
it.
Get on to
Don't
the
be
next
Don't
one.
afraid.
don't listen to the haters because she had a lot of haters.
She had a lot of haters.
Don't forget.
But it's Friday, and we can't stop thinking
Friday.
about it. That song's gonna be in my head for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yay!
Right. Sorry about that.
It's okay. We can sing all the
Hashtag
Disney
sorry, not
songs
sorry.
if you'd like, because we
Yeah.
sing those on repeat in our house.
All right. Our raid target is back, so we can do it.
Okay.
So thank you guys all for joining us. We hope you have an awesome weekend. We're going to be playing Spider-Man tomorrow at noon Pacific Standard Time if you want to join us. And then the Walking Dead grand finale is on Sunday at noon. Sunday, indeed. So here comes the raid. So this is how this works.
Okay.
If you've never done a raid before, all you guys have to do is stay exactly where you are. We're all going to teleport over to another channel together. And I'm going to drop this in here. When you get there, you can spam them with lots of emotes.
Look at all the viewers that are going to go.
Right.
There's a lot
Yes.
of people
Yes.
waiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a powerful raid party we have.
It is good news. Okay, I'm going to make it so...
Are they going to understand what's happening to them?
Oh yeah.
they'll know.
They know. It's hard not to.
Here it goes. All right, a big, nice raid. Thank you guys all for joining us.
Yes.
We
thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Both so
Thank you
much.
guys.
We're
Whip,
so
whip,
happy
thanks for
to do
having
this,
us.
right? Whippity whip.
Sorry we didn't get to play technical difficulties, but I'm glad that you guys got to see us and chat with us.
Yes,
Right?
thanks
More
for,
talking.
thanks for all your great questions. We'll see you guys on a stream soon. Raid, 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 raid,
Raid!